Hey guys, I just wanted to do a project share for a gift that I made for my niece. Her birthday is very soon after Christmas, so while we're visiting, we'll probably also give her birthday gift at that time, since I think it's a day or two after. So I made her this banner for her to hang up. She'll be turning, I believe, 12 or 13, somewhere in that age range. And yeah, so it's very colorful, and I hope she does like it, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like while it's hanging. And her name, thank goodness, only has 4 letters in it. Her name is Emma, so what I've done is I've created a separate banner for each letter, and I'll go in more detail after I show you the overview. So you can see there's 4 pieces in the banner, and then there's some pieces on the end, and I've used some of the I guess rosette papers. I created these rosettes out of the paper stack that I used, and I'll show you more detail just after this, but I just wanted to show what it looks like while it's hanging. Okay, so that gives you an overview, and then I'll show you the detail. Hey guys, so I'm back. This is the paper stack that I used. It is from DCWV, and you can kind of see what all the papers in the stack look like. It's mostly oranges and blues and pinks, and then there's some separate papers that are on the blue and green theme. So there's quite a few different patterns in here. They're really fun, and of course there's glitter as well. So this is the Hippie Chick stack, and I got this some time ago from Marshall's for $6. And I'll just do a little flip through. So I used the orange and blue pages out of this stack, but you can see there's also turquoise and orange and all that, and navy, and green. So that's the stack that I used for the project, and I cut the banners out of some packaging, some chipboard packaging that I had, and to give it the weight. And then what I did was I cut the banners out. All the banners were cut by hand because it was a certain size that I wanted. I have a die cut for it, but I wanted them a certain size, so I cut them all out. I ran the chipboard through my Xyron, the 9-inch Xyron, and then I adhered the paper down to that and then cut the paper around the sides so that I could get a perfect fit for the actual paper. I found it was just easier to do it that way. And then I took some fabric tack glue and my micro beads that I have been collecting a lot of in the orange and the purple. Mixed them all together in my tray, and then put some glue along all of the sides, and dipped that down in there and waited for it to dry. So as I was doing that, I also kind of pushed the beads up so that most of the beads were on the front side as opposed to the back side. The back side is covered with paper as well, and I'll flip it over when I'm done showing you what's here. So as I said, what I did was I used 2 different Spellbinders die. This is the Dahlia cutout, and 2 different sizes. One is actually in the Grand Nestabilities. Yeah, the grand size Dahlia, and then this one is in the regular size Nestabilities pack. So these 2, I just layer them on top and use some foam tape, dimensional foam tape that Beulah had given me, who is Scrappin' Gigi. Thank you, Beulah. And then what I did was I used a Martha Stewart punch. I cut strips of paper that were part of the stack, and all of this is like scrap paper that I used from all the different patterns that I used. So this rosette is made using a 1.5 inch wide strip that I cut out, and this Martha Stewart edge punch, which I punched all the way down 1 strip, and then I scored it using my scoreboard at 1/4 inch all the way down the strip of paper. I just then folded it in accordion style. You've seen these rosettes before. I use hot glue on the front and the back to adhere it to this 1-inch circle that you see back here. And this is again made out of the pattern paper. I just use my hole puncher for that. I had these letters. These letters are like, they're called Big Softies, and I think they're for like when you're creating a really large sign. So it's a really large letter. It's made from foam, and they had black glitter on it. And I noticed that the black glitter was, you know, flaking off, as most glitters do. And so I decided I would use the Mod Podge Sparkle over top to keep the glitter on there. And actually, because it has sparkle in it, you can see it's got even more shine than it used to have when it was just the black glitter. So I like the way that turned out. And the glitter is not going to rub off, no matter how much you handle it. For the sides, at the front of the banner and at the end of the banner, I created more rosettes. And I hung some chain that I have here. And I believe I got this at Michael's. It's from Articake. And I use this really thick chain to put in between each banner as well as on the end. So the chain has it's just more for decoration than anything else, and you can hang the banner from the chain, so it's really strong. I used some fun fur to attach the chain to the banner. It's just tied in a knot because the links in the chain don't actually reach where I put the holes. And down in that hole is an eyelet that's a star shape, and it's a really bright silver. So I thought that was kind of a nice compliment for that. I used some American Crafts ribbon in the like a orange and a navy color. And that's just satin ribbon. And then again, these rosettes are made using the same technique as this. And it's actually even the same size and everything. And then I just put a piece of bling on the back, or on the front, and a piece of paper on the back to hold the rosette in place. And it's hanging from a very large jump ring as well from that chain. And also hanging from that chain is a different type of rosette that I created. I wanted something with a little different look. So I created a half rosette. And this rosette actually has, I believe it's a 2-inch strip of paper. And instead of doing every quarter of an inch, I believe this is every ½ inch. So this accordion is every ½ inch. And when you do that on this paper, it won't go all the way around in a circle. And I layered one on top of that, and that's a full rosette. And it has a different edge punch, if you can tell. It uses this Martha Stewart edge punch. And I used a little piece of bling for that. And these are just flat back pieces of bling you can get, I think, at Hobby Lobby. The other thing I did was to hang a charm on each end, and on the E side there is a charm with a ballerina on it. And let me just show it to you real quickly here. Here's the ballerina, and I actually had gotten a pack of these different charms. There was 4 of them. She does do ballet, and if you notice, the ballerina has a orange and blue or navy dress and headband. And how did I do that? This was actually multicolored. It had yellow and green blings in there, and I just colored them with my Copics, because you know Copics are alcohol ink, and it will cover up the different colors that are in there. There was yellow, green, turquoise, orange, all different kinds of bling in this little pendant, and all I did was use these 3 Copic markers to go over the colors, and that's how I got this different color bling to coordinate with my project. The other thing I did was also replace the eye hook because it wasn't big enough to fit over this little chain here. So that is the E, and I pretty much did the same thing. All the pattern paper is different for each of the banners. Excuse me, guys. Too much stuff on my desk. The other letters, obviously, they're pretty much created the same way. And then let me just show you the A, which is the last letter in her name. It has the same, you know, pieces on this side, except instead of the ballerina, I put a, let me see if I can find it. Here it is. I put a little treble clef. And again, I colored it with my Copics. This one was all clear bling on here, and she does play the violin, so I thought it would be nice to have a personal touch in there for her. The other thing I created for her is a coordinating card and the hanging stuff for it. So I put together this little ATC card. It has the two pieces. These are just the 3M hooks that you can use and to hang it, so that, you know, her parents may not want permanent stuff on the wall like a nail or anything. So I'm giving her this, and I just wrapped it up in an ATC style packaging, and then on the back some instructions about how far apart to space the two hooks. And then I created a coordinating card. This is her birthday card. Sorry, that was upside down. And I used the new Flip-Its die that I got from, I think it was from Blitzy. I can't remember now. Molly Square, I think. So this is the new, one of the Stephanie Bernard Flip-Its dies. And so I have the, I have the set of framelits, actually. This is from the framelits cutout. And so when you pull this, it flips around and it says happy birthday. And again, I just used the scrap paper that I had used for my project, and then I had some coordinating blue cardstock to use as the base of the card. And I also, normally when you cut these cards out, these Flip-It cards, it's just this piece, right? It's just this little piece here. And I was watching RJ's video about doing an extension, and he had shown an extension that was a little bit different. What I did was I created a fold out. So we can write our message here. This is from me and my husband to her. And again, this is a piece of the cardstock that I used. So it actually opens like a traditional card, but it has this little extra flip it out thing. So that's what I created for Emma, for my niece. And if you have any questions, leave a comment below. And thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye-bye.